Hello, it's me. I'm back again. And I'm not saying hello Busy Bakers because this seems to be being watched by more than Busy Bakers. But I need to tell you about Busy Bakers. Busy Bakers is a group I run with Croft WI. It was a group of ladies who decided we would like to do some cooking. So once a month we meet on a Tuesday and we come and we cook and we have fun and we socialise, and it's brilliant. So this is now was started for them, and because we haven't had any meetings since March, I was going to do a Zoom meeting to show just some recipes, and more than that, just so we can all meet up and see one another again. So this afternoon, what I'm doing is one of the recipes that I sort of made with your help, with the help of Busy Bakers. And it's an orange and ginger tray bake. I've made this before for the ladies when we have our meetings on a Wednesday night. Now, it's an all-in-one method, but I find that if you just pour everything into the bowl and you haven't worked the sugar and butter together, it ends up on the wall because the mixer goes and it's spraying everywhere and it's a mess. So can you see, I've just softened this butter, and it is butter. I use willow butter, and it's usually cheaper in Home Bargains than anywhere else. So this is just willow butter mixed in with the caster sugar. Now I'm using golden caster sugar. I'm sorry, but I'm going imperial, but when on the recipe goes on, you'll see it's in metric. But I've got 8 ounces of butter, 8 ounces of golden caster sugar, and into this I'm going to save 10 ounces of self-raising flour. There's a good teaspoonful of ground ginger in there, and I'm going to add some baking powder. Because it's an all-in-one method, you're not getting the opportunity of creaming that butter and sugar. Those of you I taught years ago and made you do it with wooden spoons, you will remember that. But where you cream the butter and sugar till it's nice and light and fluffy, because we're getting air into it, and you beat the eggs until they were nice and frothy. Well, we're not doing that. We're doing this all in one, so we're adding a bit of help with the raising of it. Now, can you see the dust I'm creating? That will go everywhere, and there we are, got all that mixed in. So we've now got the flour, the butter, the sugar, the ground ginger and the baking powder in there. Now in this bowl I've got 4 eggs, which I've just started to beat together slightly, again just to get some air into them, and the 4 large eggs. And I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of milk, but there's a little bit of the syrup from the jar of stemmed ginger, because this cake has stemmed ginger in. That's where, so we don't just have the ginger from the dried ginger, the powdered ginger, we have the ginger from stemmed ginger, which I've already chopped to put in. So there we are, all my eggs are in. I'll just stack my dirty dishes, remember, you have to stack your dishes. And there we are, all stacked. And now I'm going to mix this. Use an electric mixer and just put it on slow. Make sure your beaters are in the mixture, we don't want it everywhere. Stop it for a minute. We need to get all these bits down from the side so they're all incorporated as well. Just give it another mix. Now we want it light and fluffy and creamy. now got a nice, rich, creamy mixture. Now you might think, where's the orange? Where's the ginger? Don't put them in until you're finished with the mixer. If you put the orange rind in when you're using the mixer, you'll lose most of it onto the beaters. So make sure you put this in towards the end, very last ingredients. So there's my orange rind, and here's the stem ginger that I've finely chopped. Put that in. Get the last bits in, and then we'll mix it round. Just stir it in. I've got a lovely light mixture here. And this will cut up into about 28 pieces, and it does keep well. But we're not finished when it comes out of the oven, because we're going to put a topping over it. So here we are, we've got it all mixed. That orange and ginger are stirred through it, and there's none on the paddles of the beater. It's all in here, which is what we want. So we clean off this spoon. Tip it into the cake tin. There's the cake tin. It's greased and lined. It's I'll tell you the exact sizes. It's a 30 by 23 centimetre tin. And there we go. Tipping it in. And there's none left to clean out the bowl. It all goes in. I didn't approve of you licking out bowls, if you remember. Some of my pupils who might be watching this. And then just spread it out into the corners. Try and level it out. And as I'm doing this, you can smell the lovely orangey smell. This cake my dad would have loved. My dad loved orange cake, and he loved ginger cake. And I saw a similar recipe once when we were out for a cup of coffee of an orange and ginger cake, and I thought, right, I'm going home to make my own. And with the help of the ladies at Busy Bakers, who did the testing, the tasting of course, the very important part, I came up with this. So hopefully you will enjoy it as well. And like I said, it cuts up into 28 pieces, and it keeps for a good couple of days in a tin. And it doesn't have to be just served as a cake, it would make a good pudding. So there we are, can you see? There's the cake, all ready to go in the oven. So bear with me. Oven's on at 160 because it's a fan oven. In it goes, and it takes between 35 and 40 minutes. So we'll set the timer for 35 minutes, and when it comes out, I'll let you see it. So for now, we'll close and we'll come back to see how the cake looks when it comes out of the oven. In other words, I'll go and do the washing up. Thank you. Well ladies, we're back. 40 minutes is over. Let's have a look. And I've washed up, as you can see. Right, firm to touch, come away from the sides of the tin. So that is ready. I'll try and move that closer so you can have a look at it. And that's our orange and ginger tray bake. Now, next stage, just get rid of the oven gloves. Next stage is to make the topping, and in here I've got the orange juice from the 2 oranges that I used in the mixture. And I'm going to add into this, I've got 4 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Now it's not going to dissolve, you just want it to mix in, because we're going to spoon this over the top. Give it a few minutes to cool back. Now it is useful to take it out of the tin and stand it on a cooling wire. I don't like doing that when it's this sort of cake, because I want all the juices, all this orangey topping to stay in the cake. So all I'm going to do now is just mix this around. You can hear the sugar still in the bottom, but it won't dissolve because we're not warming it. And we're just going to spoon this over the top because the cake's nice and hot. Now you see, with it staying in the tin, all those bits down the side, instead of it going onto a tray underneath, it's actually going down the side of the cake. And there we are. You can see the sugar. Make sure as you do this, you scrape the sugar up from the bottom. So you've got it going over the top. It's been a busy day today in the kitchen. I've been making a cottage pie to take to David's uncle tomorrow, and I've been making some soup, and of course he'll have to have some of this cake. So it's been a busy cooking day, but it's nice to finish off doing what I love, and that's baking. So there we have it. Now I'll have to get my oven gloves so I can show you it when I've put all this on top. So excuse me a moment. There we are. There we are. Can you see? There we've got it. Now when I've cut it into pieces, I'll let you see it. I'm not very good at cutting it into pieces, so I sometimes have to have a helper. But there we are. Why am I not very good? Because it's always crooked. But there we are, there's the cake, and I'll leave it now for about another hour before I lift it out the tin. And can you see all those nice juices are going to go, that orange juice is going to go down the sides. And you can see on the top of the cake we've got bits of orange as well. So orange and ginger tray bake. Thank you, ladies. Right, well about an hour has elapsed and we've actually cut the cake. And as you can see, it's ready to lift off the baking parchment, and there we are, orange ginger, ready to go into the tub, and it'll sit in there. Like I said, a couple of days it'll keep really well. But isn't that a lovely piece of cake? Really nice and light. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And like I said, this was a recipe. I just saw something in a shop that said orange and ginger cake, and I thought, oh, my dad would have loved that. So I came home and I practiced, and I took it to Busy Bakers one Tuesday morning, and we had it with coffee, hence the recipe, and I served it to the ladies at the WI the following week. It's been lovely to cook again, ladies, and I suppose gentlemen, somebody else might be watching this. It might not just be Busy Bakers, so thank you.